24/7.
24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Africa, nakupenda sana, oh, Africa. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when we hear that sound, Africa, Africa, nakupenda sana, it is us, the African experience. You are with me, Dr. Ngwenya. You know, I'm always not alone. I'm with my co-host, Aventina Mabunda. Mandla, good evening, my sister.
Evening, Doc. I cannot wait. I mean, in this month of Feb, it's all about love and sweet things and delicious things, including cakes and stuff like that. So I'm really excited, and I hope our people are waiting and as excited as we are to talk to yet another powerhouse, Doc.
Yes, it is. And you know, I mean, with the AFCON that just, finished, on Sunday, there were a lot of excitement around Africa, soccer and everything. And surely, the month of February is the month of love. I remember last year when we had just started the show, Mandla, we hosted a beautiful, couples. We actually had two couples. Remember, we had a couple from Zimbabwe and a couple from South Africa on Valentine's Day, and they were sharing, beautiful stories around how they spend love and how they spend time around Valentine. But today, our listeners, we are having what we call the pre-Valentine celebration. We kind of, bringing a new way of doing things, and we are hosting somebody who is doing anything and everything around cakes. Manda, I'm thinking maybe we should have hosted her last week so that people can actually start, placing orders for cakes for Valentine's Day. But anyway, it is what it is. We will be bringing you this beautiful, beautiful soul. And Mandla and I are very big on stalking people. We stalk and we know what she's all about. Without any further ado, let us introduce, the guest, for tonight. Who is our guest, Mandla?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, on the African Experience Show, we are talking to none other than our cake boss herself, Miss Senzeni Nxumalo. So, welcome to the show, my dear sister. It's a pleasure to have you, and we are keen to hear your story. And before we go in any further, please tell our listeners, who is Senzeni Nxumalo in a nutshell?
Manda, I'm not sure if you can hear Senzeni.
Yes, we seem to be having an issue with your sound. If you can unmute yourself, our dear guest, and we can introduce yourself.
We are unable to hear you, Senzeni.
But Doc, while we're waiting for her, they say food is just more than us chewing and swallowing as we know it. Food is a psychologist at best of times. Food is an entertainer. Food connects people. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's lovely that we are in the agro processing space because we know the nutritional components from food. So I cannot wait, Doc, really to unpack this issue of cakes and how it started for our guest, taking us through her story. It's actually a very interesting a topic to talk about, especially in the light of tomorrow being Valentine's Day. We know a lot of people will be getting food, chocolate, cakes, and all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that I like with food, there's art. There's art in the whole issue of food. And I think when our guest, is back online, we will see how artistic, things could be around food. I just love, the concept of food, and I'm happy that I work in the space where we're dealing with food, the whole food value chain. Okay, let us see if our guest is back and if we can be able to hear her. Senzeni, try to say hello to the listeners, and then let's see if we can hear you.
Hello to the listeners.
Yes, loud and clear, loud and clear. Yes, so Mandla had just asked you a question, and this is a question that we use, or maybe we ask our guest. Who is Senzeni in the nutshell? Who are you?
Good evening, Dr. Hlami and Mandla. Thank you for having me. My name is Busisiwe Nxumalo Senzeni, as you've already introduced me. I grew up in a village called Kumana in Bushbuckridge. I am a village girl through and through. I did my schooling in Tulamahashi Primary School, and then later went to a high school in our village called Langa. And then from there, I went to further my studies at Lamana College of Education. Due to lack of employment or a post in a teaching field that I studied for, I ended up joining the police. Before I joined the police, I worked at Checkers as a cashier, and I also worked at a daily preparing food and stuff. So after in 2003, I joined the police. I did my training in September until January of 2004, and I started working in the police. Since then, it's been over 20 years since I've started working in the police. And then since today, the topic is about my cake business. In 2019, I I wanted a side hustle, something that can bring me extra cash. So I attended a cake decorating course. It was a lesson for 3 days, and then that's how I started doing my cakes, and then the rest is history. I'm here now, almost 5 years into the game, and I'm still it's still good.
Okay, we will unpack that. We'll unpack that. I just want to go back a little bit, a step back. When you introduced yourself, you said you are a village girl, a village, and you're talking about Kumani and all that. And you studied to be a teacher, and
Yes,
you couldn't get employment as a teacher, and when you had your teaching certificate, you worked at Checkers. Is that, am I getting the timeline right? So you didn't stay
yes,
at home and say, because I'm not getting employment, I'm not going to do anything. So you went and worked at Checkers. Is that correct?
yes. I took what was available at the time to put bread on the table. So working at Checkers was actually a stepping stone to greater things, because I was able to print CVs, to buy your first mail envelopes, to I mean, to do all the employment seeking strategies. I had at least a backup with in terms of finance from the little that I made from
From
Checkers.
Checkers.
Yes.
Wow, Mandla, that is a very, very interesting story that I'm hearing here. What do you think, my sister?
You know what? This is actually what we need. I find that, we these days we are very quick to actually give up and quit on our dreams. But from what our guest is telling us now, I'm actually, realizing, there's a Tsonga saying that says, "Ndlovu ayifi rimbambu rin'we." One must never give up on their dreams. You should try by all means to explore what's available to you. So it is such a compelling and inspiring story tell us about this change. It was like a 180-degree turn from wanting to be a teacher to going into SAPS and then now baking cakes. I think there's a story there, Doc. I really want her to tell why cakes. Did you study anything about cakes or anything like that?
I had a passion for baking from when I was young. My mom taught me how to bake your biscuits, your scones and cakes and stuff. So come Christmas Day, we'll be baking. And then remember in the olden days when you have older siblings that are in varsity or at the college, like when they go back to from recess, you will like you'll have to have a container most of scones or biscuits for so I used to bake for I come from a big family, so I used to bake for my cousins when they are going back to their varsities and colleges when they open. So that it I think that's where my passion for baking developed. And then from there, like let me just say that like baking, it's my happy space. When I'm stressed, when I bake, and then I feel much better, forgetting that not forgetting that I mean cakes are very nice. I bake cakes, I still eat lot of cakes, I still enjoy cakes. You can't tell me anything in those weeks where we don't have cake orders. I will just bake and then we enjoy the cake with my kids.
Oh,
So from
wow.
from a young age, I've been baking. So when it started, I needed, like I said, I needed a side hustle. So I wanted something to do with passion. So something that I love, because I tried selling Tupperware, I tried selling Avon, but I I mean running after people to pay you and stuff, it's not nice. And then when I started with when I attended the course, immediately when I came back, I made a cake for one of my cousin. I did a course in June. Her birthday was in July. And then I made a cake for her, and then I posted on my Facebook page, and people were like, "Wow, this is nice, this is nice." And then that's where the cake orders started coming in. Though I wasn't as perfect, but the potential that people saw in me made them to believe that I can really do it.
Wow. What I'm picking also, from your story, the passion. I know there are a lot of people that are listening, people who have passions, but what we are failing to do is to turn our passion into something that make money for us. And I think this is something that I'm learning from your story, and I know you still have a lot to share. Mandla, that passion, you need to, it's a beautiful story. How do we turn our passion into something that work for us? And this is what we are learning from our guest, tonight. Um, we when we were following you on social media, even before deciding to invite you, we saw a lot of cakes and whatnot, and we're gonna show our listeners so that they see what you are about. But we are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I would like, our technical producer to show that first cake, that you made ever. Perhaps it was the cake that, there's a first cake ever. And then we see how you evolve over time. We take a commercial break. Our listeners don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Let's take a commercial break. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the African Experience. You are with me, Dr. Ngwenya. I'm not alone. I'm with my co-host, Aventina. Mabunda. Tonight, we are talking to a beautiful, beautiful lady who's got a beautiful story, how she has turned her passion of making cakes or maybe baking biscuits and cakes into a business. Whew, Manda, before we went on an ad break, we promised you that we're gonna show the first cake that she has made ever. Let us show the cake and then you tell us a little bit more about it. Okay, there we go. Busisiwe, are you able to see the picture? Tell us a bit more about that picture if you are able to see it.
Oh yeah, I can see the picture. The picture was taken on the last day of the class that we had. Uh, the lady who taught me how to bake, who was running the cake decorating lesson, is Janice Strodart. She was also working for the government at the time, and she said, "You can do this." She said, "I've been working and doing the cakes and teaching and all that while I'm working." And she said to me, "Whatever you do, don't quit your job. You can still do this without quitting your job." So I took her words. I've been doing the cakes, and as you can see, so that was the last day of the class. That's me with my cake and the certificate.
Wow, this is so beautiful. You know, as I'm listening to your story, it's very inspiring. And when you touch on side hustles, I want us now to talk to this person who's sitting at home. They're thinking, you know what, there are no employment opportunities. I have a skill to bake, but I don't even know where to start. What would you say the first after the passion, after you have realized that you know what, I'm actually good in baking cakes, what is the next step for that person? Or what was the next step for you after that realization?
You need to seek how can I put it? You need to seek a cake artist or a cake decorator that has a proven track record in terms of 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 teaching. With
Mm,
me, I didn't know anything about the market. I just did my research, and based on what each and every baker was offering, I was able to pick the lady that taught me based on what she listed on her website. There was a lot that were offering classes, but what she had on offer caught my eye to an extent that I said, you know what, I'm gonna save up and go and do it. So these days, it's easy to get someone to check someone's reputation because we have social media. You can
mm,
check their page, see their work, and ask around whether is this person good or not in terms of teaching. Then you take it from there. And when it comes to cake decorating, we are skilled differently as cake artists. There are those who specialize in something else and those who specialize in something else. So after attending the class that I did, it didn't end there because I wanted to learn other stuff that are in cake decorating, like your sugar art, your sugar flowers, figurines and stuff. Then
mm.
I went and attended a class with the lady, Eunice Sensational Cakes. She's one of the people who helped me. She has helped a lot in building my baking career. So when I attended her class, I met up with other ladies who were in the same baking industry, and then she formed a WhatsApp group where we'll interact, and then we were mentored and stuff. So my 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 experience grew from those interaction with the other cake decorators. And from besides the lady who told Eunice who told me about sugar flowers and stuff, it's I also attended another class with for rice papers with a crystal candy. So it does the learning doesn't stop there. And then Lorraine Sekhwale also taught me how to work with ganache and your sharp edges and stuff. So there's also another lady, Mamo Tlatsi from Tlatsi Sensational Cakes. You also taught me my wedding cakes for me to improve to be on the level that I am. She came to my house to do the cake that I made for my brother's wedding. That's where I took off, and my confidence in wedding cake making grew. And she's still someone who I call every now and then when I need any assistance in terms of whatever cake question or whatever that I need. She always has an answer.
Wow, wow. Something that I'm learning, from your journey so far, it's you never stop to learn. From when you started as a teacher, when there were challenges, you don't stop there and say, these are challenges, but you try to find, solutions. And I'm listening to your journey so far. You are learning from this one, you are beefing up this one and whatnot. And what I like, you talk about cake artist, you are a cake artist. And surely it is an art for sure, because we are going to showcase, some of the art that you do. Mandla and I are very good at stalking people. So maybe before we showcase what kind of cakes you have, there is a notion that for somebody to be in business, or maybe if you're making cakes, you need a very big space to be able to do that. What can you say about that? Because there might be somebody who's listening to say, oh no, but I don't have a very big space and things like that. How big is the space where you are operating from?
I'm baking from my normal domestic oven that we use to cook. I don't have a big kitchen. I don't have a big stove. I don't have like your big gadgets and machines. I work from the kitchen that we also prepare food from. You don't really need that. I've had other bakers when they started, they said they started with like your two plate stove with that small baking pan. So with me, I started with the normal stove. I'm still using the normal stove. You just need to make sure that you have your oven serviced if or you have your stove changed if you can see that the quality that you are getting it doesn't satisfy you anymore. So you don't really need a big oven. I started using a hand mixer. I didn't have a stand mixer for like your big orders. So I gradually introduced other gadgets that I use, like your stand mixer, and then improved on the quality of the pens that I use and all that. So it's something that happens gradually. And another thing, you need to pace yourself. You cannot be taking 100 orders when you know that you are limited in terms of capacity of equipment and labor.
Wow, this is
Wow.
so interesting. This is so interesting, Doc, because in most cases we are very eager to want to expand to now 100 cakes, like she's talking about. But what I'm picking up here, and based on what beautiful work we have already seen from her social media profiles, you need to just take your time, pace yourself, research your skill, get in touch with people who are already in that line of business. I mean, she has mentioned more than four people who have contributed to her growth, and that is very key. And I hope people are getting such great lessons from here so that if one wants to start their business, they know what to do and where to start. And you know what? Before we go on, or maybe DJ Messi can also fly to the cakes according to the themes. While we are addressing this one, you chose breaking boundaries as your theme. Take us through that while we're waiting for DJ Messi.
Uh, breaking boundaries, I can put it as in like you can do anything as long as you know you once you've identified your passion, you can do anything. Like with me, I never thought when I grew up that I'm talented on anything because I couldn't run fast. I couldn't play any sports, whether it's netball or anything. I wasn't good at anything in the sporting field. So I thought I didn't have any passion until when I started with the cake decorating I realized that I'm good with my hands. So after that, I also went for sewing lesson. I can make an outfit or two if I want to. If I want to get dressed and go to an occasion, I can make an outfit. I can make your accessories, your earrings, bangles and stuff. I can make your fascinator hats for your July, what. So it's you can I mean you cannot limit yourself once you've discovered your passion. You don't limit yourself. Try to expand. So with me, I'm sticking to cake decorating, but it's because it's something that I've been doing for years. Like now, if I can make earrings, like my earrings doesn't even last. Like if I make and then I post on my WhatsApp or on my Facebook, within a day they are all taken. So that's why breaking boundaries, you must break your own boundaries. Find your passion and run with it.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I know our listeners are waiting patiently to see the art that you have, or maybe the things that your hands can actually do. But before we do that, let me acknowledge, some of the listeners that are joining us. I know we have changed. We had a lot of, people that were joining us on Facebook, but now we are actually doing this on YouTube. I can see Tsakani Mamas. Oh, Tsakani managed, to follow us on, on YouTube. Thank you so much. She's saying very inspirational. Keep up the good work, Ceci. Oh, we have, Pastor Jolene Mangani. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you used to follow us on Facebook, but yeah, now we are gradually moving into YouTube. And thank you so much for joining us. I can see Rulani Baloyi. Thank you and good evening. I also see somebody. I'm not sure what the name is, but it's Elsie Toll or something like that. But at least we can see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Wow, 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 wow. Yes. We will be we'll be sharing, her Facebook, handle shortly. We will be sharing that with you so that you can follow her as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take another commercial break. When we come back, I promise you, we're not gonna talk much. We're gonna go straight into showcasing, the different art. Busisiwe, when we come back, we want you to take us through the different, cakes that you make, because I know you are making different, types. So we go step by step and we'll be showcasing the good work that you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika, nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika, nakupenda sana.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As I promised, I'm not going to talk much. We're going straight into showcasing what our guest is able to do with the cake art. DJ Messi, let's see what you have first. Okay, we'll be showing, some pictures, and we would like, our guest to tell us what. Okay, um, are you able to see that?
Yes, I am. Oh, this was a gender reveal cake. As you can see there, boy or girl, and then I made those two little babies. The one at the bottom is the girl, and the one on top of the cake, it's a boy.
And you make all this with your own hands in your little kitchen space?
Yes, I did. And then we have tools that we use to create art like those little babies. We have like molds, and then we have a sugar paste that we use to make
Okay.
and then dressing them up. I did it with my hands, but the
Okay.
babies I made with the mold and the sugar paste.
Okay, so DJ Messi, let's see more pictures, and then she can tell us. Okay, so this is a
Yeah,
little bit similar to
yeah.
the.
Yeah, this was just a baby shower cake. So usually when you get cakes with neutral colors like this, like a baby shower cake, it's where they probably don't know the gender of the baby. You can see it's all baby and then the color is neutral.
I see. Okay,
Mm.
while we're waiting for more pictures, what other types of cakes do you produce? And we will be.
Yeah, this one was a cake for it was a baby shower cake for twins. Hence, you see those two babies. Those two teddies on top are handmade. There's no machine or anything that I use. I made them with my hands.
Well, okay, let's see some more pictures. Yeah, but what other than baby showers and what? Okay, okay, okay. Mandla.
Telling you, this is so beautiful. Take us through this one. And you know what, Doc? I also want to know what goes through your mind as you're being the cake artist that you are. What places does it take you to when you're busy doing something like this? Because this is stunning, honestly.
This one it's a cake for a lady. As you can see, the stilettos and the red bottoms and those nice legs. So we use there's a edible paper that we use to attach on cakes like this, like your character cakes and stuff. That's what we use, and then we attach the flowers just to make it a beautiful. I can't really tell exactly what goes behind my mind when I decorate. If I can tell you, sometimes when you make a cake and then you get a client that wants a similar cake, you will like ask yourself, how did I make this one? How did I? It gets to a point where you don't even remember how you made that cake because it happens in a moment. Most cake
Wow.
decorators will tell you that, you know what, I don't even remember which color I used to achieve this one. And then you'll
Yeah.
start mixing them up just to get the right color. So it's like when you're baking, you're in another space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see
Wow.
different. Yeah, let's see different types because I know you have a wide range of. Okay. Wow. Look at that.
Is
Yeah,
that a
this is a
wow?
trend that started last year in it started. It's been over a year and a half now. People are actually loving these calendar cakes. If you can look all the calendar cakes that I've made, they are most of them are different, but they have the calendar. The calendar, I have designed it myself. You won't find any other calendar cake that looks exactly, or the calendar that looks exactly like this one because I designed it myself. We also use the edible print on the calendar. So you If someone was born in 1984 on the 13th of February, then you put 90, you Google the calendar for 1984 to get the exact date, and then you print the
Wow.
calendar, and then you mark on that date if he was born on
Wow.
Tuesday, on Thursday, or what.
Wow. Wow. You know, Manda, my birthday is coming. Maybe I should order something.
Now we
Okay,
have a
well,
thing.
yeah, no, we will actually come to that because I'm in Cape Town. She's in Pretoria. She will tell us if if it's possible. Let's get some more different types and let's see.
Oh
Okay.
wow, this is so. You know what? Your cakes are
Yeah,
very very unique,
they
and
are.
now one sits here and I wonder, do people bring you these unique designs, or do you also advise them on what to do? And if they allow you to advise, what do you look at before you advise on a particular style or design?
In most cases, they send the picture of the cake that they want. And then there are others who are clueless, like you will say, maybe I want a cake for my wife. I don't know, just work your magic. And then there will be others will say, my daughter loves Minnie Mouse. Can you do something with Minnie Mouse? And then you work on the design. There are most of my clients, they will like say, just do your magic. Like the cake that you see here, the lady said my daughter is an athlete and she also play netball, so just play around. So I just played around, and as you can see, there are medals, there are those balls, and the running of the athlete there. And then these ones that are on the screen now, it's from the classes that I offer. I also do a cake decorating lesson. So my teaching skills didn't go to waste. I didn't study teaching for nothing. Now I
Oh
can
my
apply it
word.
on teaching people how to decorate cakes and bake.
Oh wow,
Wow.
Doc, as I'm
Wow.
sitting here listening and watching these beautiful and unique creations of cake, I can't help but thinking, and now that I know she's interested in skills development, oh look at that.
Oh,
I'm,
look
I'm,
at
I'm
that.
thinking
Look
we
at
could
that.
organize sessions where we are actually able to grow this type of classes, and we invite funders who are actually keen on this type of work. Look at that one. Your
Look at
cakes
that.
are unique, I must say. We have seen a few cakes around, but they're quite unique and very distinct. You know what, Doc? We know where we're going to get your cake for your birthday.
I know, provided she can actually send something to Cape Town. I think we will come to that. Wow, this is. I really, really believe you when you say when you are in that space of being creative, you are in another world. This is true because I mean I'm looking at these things and I'm like, oh, oh, not only big cakes. Look at that. My goodness. Whew. Now I'm salivating. I feel like I can have a bite.
Wow, you know what? This is so stunning. And it seems to me like you are really growing from strength to strength. How are you managing the demand? Because I'm sure when people see this, everyone, and given your location, bush, I mean, I'm sure your orders are like, growing from strength to strength. How do you manage that? How do you balance all that?
I I take a limited number of orders per week, so I can't take over 5 orders for a weekend. So five it's my limit per week. Sometimes I will get an order for a Monday or Tuesday, then and like others for your Fridays and Saturdays. Mostly pick up it's Friday and Saturday. So I do the cakes afterwards. So because of the limited number and I'm the only one who's doing this, then I can't be taking a lot of orders at a time.
Wow, wow.
Well, Kumina, already I'm thinking expansion. Those people who are coming to classes, they must come in 5 in Tongo, man. We need to be getting to 20 cakes a week at this rate. The way they are so beautiful. We need to get more people to join and they bake and, we expand this thing because it's really, really beautiful, I must say.
Okay. Okay. So I know I'm seeing some pictures there. What I want something that I picked from the conversation so far. You are where you are today because somebody held your hand, and you don't want to sit with this talent. You are also teaching others. Tell us a little bit more about those classes. How do people go about, and what do you cover, and how can people contact you if they want to learn?
Okay, I have a 2 days class and a 1 day class. The two days class, it's for the cake decorator or someone who wants to learn from scratch. That's where I will teach you all the basics of cake decorating from the beginning up to the end. This is the class where it covers the cake baking, the crumb coating of your cake, and then you're covering your cake with fondant and then doing those sugar flowers and working with buttercream and all that. And then the other class, it's a 1 day class for bakers who are struggling with their buttercream, because I work with buttercream. It's what buttercream it's the skill that I've mastered more than any other skill in the cake decorating world. So the buttercream class, it's only for those bakers that want to improve. It's not for someone who hasn't uh, made a cake before. So if you want to improve your skill, then you can come for the 1 day class of buttercream. Then if you want to learn from scratch, you have to come for the 2 day class. But the question that I ask when you want to learn is that, do you have a passion for this? And another thing that people don't know, or they don't realize, is that cake decorating, it's labor intensive. It's hard work. The cakes
Okay.
looks beautiful and all that, but decorating one cake can take you up to 5 to 6 hours. So it's not something that you just wake up and say, I wanna do this, and then you do it. That's why sometimes you'll find someone and will send you a message in the morning, can I please order a cake for today, or can I please order a cake for tomorrow? It's nearly impossible to pull it off, unless if maybe you don't have a cake order or you don't have anything to do, then you can quickly whip it up. But it's labor intensive. If you're not hardworking, if you don't have the patience, just forget about it. You won't make it.
Wow. What I like, with those advert, I like when you say after this you take your cake home. So it means that a person will come and they pay whatever they pay and they do everything and they take it home. So for example,
Yes,
my birthday is coming, I could come and say, okay, I want to bake my own, birthday cake. So you teach me and I take the cake home. Is that what you mean?
yes, it is.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let me go to the lines. I think we have seen there is another one, Tembingo Vedi, who's saying, so proud of you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take yet another commercial break. This is the last commercial break of the evening. When we come back, we want to ask you about your reach. I'm in Cape Town now. Can I order? And yeah, where are you taking your business to? Let's take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With NutriBoost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high-fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with NutriBoost. Try it today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
Wow,
Welcome
wow.
back, ladies and gentlemen. The show is the African Experience with myself, Mandla Waka Mabunda, and always with my partner, Dr. Hlamalani Ngwenya. Today we are talking cakes, we are talking pre-Valentine celebration, we are talking all things nice and delicious, and we are talking to none other than, you know what, you're phenomenal, you're very inspirational, someone who left teaching, someone who went into the police force, and someone who said, you know what, let me just follow my passion. And now you are forced to be reckoned with in the cake artistry space. Now your cakes are just too beautiful. I feel like placing my order, doc, and that's why my next question will be, if anyone wants to place an order, whether Basuka Bush, whether Balegian, Pretoria, Cape Town, how do they go about it?
Unfortunately, my business is limited to people around Pretoria, unless if you can transport your cake to wherever you want to go.
Mhm.
For family, I do courier. My family, it's over 400 kilometers from here. On their birthdays, I do courier their cakes through the shuttle service. It's very reliable. I've used it, but I've never tried it for clients. But I've had clients who flew to KZN to Cape Town with my cakes, and the cakes arrived without any problem. So if you need a cake, as long as you can transport it yourself, then I can do it. And when it comes to reaching my clientele and stuff, social media, it's free advertising, which I
Mhm.
encourage anyone that has a business to keep on posting, even if you repeat the cakes that you made 3 4 years ago, as long as you keep your page going, you keep your status going. I joined a TikTok last year. I've had like a TikTok. It's wide. I've had clients from like abroad who will order cakes for their families in South Africa. They will say, "Hello, I need a cake," and then they place an order. Most of them, it's surprises, and they'll be surprised to say, "Go to this place and then go and collect your cake." And then that's how I my business. It's known overseas.
Yeah, it's
So,
quite interesting that you actually are very humble in the way you are talking about your business. But in essence, Doc, she's actually an astute businesswoman, because if you listen to her, she's following all the steps of the value chain of a business. She does her research. Now she's creative in her designs, the way she packages them. But now she'll say, no, if you want to send, but actually she's doing it for her people. I mean, if you get orders from abroad, clearly you have arrived, Doc. I don't know what you think about that.
I absolutely. And I mean, since we spoke, where are you based? Where can people, you said in Pretoria, but are you looking at, maybe Johannesburg as well? Where are you based?
I'm based in Pretoria, West Park. I do service clients in Joburg, like around Gauteng. I do get clients who come and collect because they will say, no, we won't find anyone who makes cakes like you, and then they will come. They will like others will be like, I'm going to postpone it to next week because you are not available, because I sometimes travel with work. Others I will refer to my students because the people that I have taught, they are very good at their art as well. So if I'm not available or I'm fully booked, I always refer my clients to the students that I've taught.
Okay. Wow. I think it's time to really, really expand. With that, where do you see yourself? I know you are doing this as a side hustle. And I'm looking, wow, 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 wow. You have arrived in terms of creativity. It's so beautiful, it's so professional. Where do you see yourself, especially with your cake, business? Do you have any vision for the future?
I would like to open a confectionery at some stage, but it's something that I still have to do my research because I cannot just up and decide and say, no, now today I'm gonna do it. Because there are expertise that I still need to learn if I need to venture into making this like a serious cake business. So for now, it's gonna remain the sole proprietorship NX
Yeah.
Cakes until I expand.
Like the name NX cake. So is that Nxumalo cakes?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay, so if people want to order a cake, where do they reach you?
They can contact me on WhatsApp. My number is 063 584 4303. So 063 584 4303. And for to view my work, my TikTok account is NXCakes, Instagram NXCakes_19, Facebook it's NXCakes. So if you wanna see more of my work, you can log into those accounts.
So that's quite interesting. I like that all social media platforms you are available, so you are easy to reach as well. Anyone anywhere can get you when they reach out. Now let's go back to that girl. Let's go back to this person who's sitting at home thinking, actually I do have a talent with cakes. I can bake a cake or two. What advice would you tell them? What advice would you tell them if they come to you?
If you can identify the passion, then go for it. Find someone who is credible that can teach you. I when I started teaching, I didn't my plan was not to teach because I started the classes in 2019, and then 2020 during COVID, I was approached by my first student. She kept on asking me, are you giving classes and all that? Because remember, we have groups, cake decorating groups on our Facebook. So she saw, like most of the people, they will see when you interact, like when someone asks something and then you respond and all that. I think she saw that this one can teach me. And she kept on asking, when are you starting class? And I'd say, I'm not ready, maybe next year, maybe next year. And then she kept on asking, and I said, okay, fine, you can come to my house. And then we scheduled a date, and then she came because she wanted to do this. And then we started with I started with her, and then a few months later I started getting more and more students coming in after posting what we did in class. And then some of the people that I taught are my colleagues. Some are people who didn't have employment. They wanted to do something with their lives. So I've changed so many lives so far. So if it's possible, like I said previously, that it's labor intensive. So if you are lazy and you not patient, you don't have the patience for it, and your creativity is lacking, because most of the time your creativity must be at you must apply your creativity on each and every cake. Most designs, they don't become those designs because you wanted to design it like that. You'll find that sometimes when you are decorating a cake, you mess it up somehow, and then you have to put some sort of decoration on it to hide that mistake that you made, and it changes the design completely, but it still makes it beautiful. So if you don't have the creative skill, then you can't. You will make the cakes, but they will not be as good.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Do you know, you said you have been doing this for 5 years. Do you know how many cakes you have made so far? Do you keep records of that?
I don't. I don't. I don't.
I
I
think
don't.
you should start. I think you should start, keeping records so that you know how many cakes you have made, because those numbers will actually, inspire many. Wow, Mandla, I don't know what to say anymore. This is so so beautiful, and we only have your 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes to go. Mandla.
Yes, I think at this point, Doc, this cake, NX cakes, let's graduate from being a hustle to being a business, because honestly, the work that you are doing, Ceci, it's really, it's beautiful, and I think if you can invest a little bit more, we can expand this thing to be something that you have never dreamt it to be, because it's so beautiful. And I like how you're passionate and you follow through and you give it your time, and you're already training other people who are similarly talented to you. So I think maybe think about us expanding this and then taking it to the next level. But other than that, before the end of our show, we always have a segment where we say, give us your parting shot. Pastor Strike likes saying parting shots. So this is your chances to say anything that you feel like telling your listeners.
Yo, what can I say? Yo, I have no words. I really don't have no words. What I would like to say is to thank the people who supported me from the beginning. I got my clients from word of mouth, from social media and all that. I'm really grateful for that. There's this other lady who commented, Tembingo Beni. She was one of the clients I made one of the ugliest cake. When I share with my other baking friends, they always laugh. But she said, you know what, you got this, my friend. She's one of my greatest fans and one of my greatest supporters. So you
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm actually thinking of actually our one of our loyal listeners, Mrs. Tsakani Mabasa, has a child. We call her the cake boss as well. I think this will be a great collaboration between, and I mean, she's around Pretoria. So I'd like to see that happen going forward, because I think you are extremely, this thing is yours, as your talent. Doc, please take us to the end of the show, because now we are getting too excited and we're chatting nonstop because
And
it's
I'm
so good.
and I'm salivating. Thank you so much, Senzeni, Busisiwe, Nxumalo. Thank you so much for joining us. And want to say thank you to our technical team, DJ Bessie. Thank you so much. And the Bold Move, radio team and our loyal listeners. Thank you. Oh, I see the last one, Delicious Factory Cakes. Thank you, Busisiwe, for sharing your skills with me. Somebody likes it there. Thank you and thank you. Next week, same time, same place. We will be with you in at the African Experience. Thank you so much and God bless.
thank you.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika, nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika, nakupenda sana.